Hey guys, around me are a couple of Kayo TV's ultra slim LED lights. Now I've had these for several weeks and we use them quite a bit. Really great lights, but I'm not going to get too detailed into it right now. If you want some information about this, they have a lot of information on their website. They have readings from a spectrometer. They have some charts on how much output. These are very bright. They also have accessories like honeycombs, soft boxes, barn doors, all kinds of stuff that you can add to these lights, so that's a really great thing. And they're all very slim. They all have the same thickness. They're all made out of an aluminum chassis, and supposedly that helps dissipate the heat, and that's why they can have so much power. And then they're flexible mounting as well, so you can mount them this way or this way, or you can mount them just on the yoke right above the light stand. But anyways, that's just kind of a little bit of information. What I want to talk about right now, though, is really the V-mount batteries that I'm using. These are Kayo Maxtar batteries. They're double capacity batteries, which is twice what you'll get on a smaller V-mount battery, but you're getting a lot of power for the price. Now, these run just a little bit over $200 each. Sounds expensive, but when you compare it to other things that are out there, not so much. These are they're very simple. They do have battery meters here on the side, little LED lights. They do have a USB. A lot of people like the USB option now. I actually use this to charge all my devices, tablets, and all my GoPros and everything. So USB, very handy. Also has your D-tap or P-tap out, which 14 volts. You can power other accessories, which I'm going to talk about. But very good quality batteries for the price. I'm not the first one to talk about these batteries. Other people have been using them for a while. Go look on Amazon. I think they have over 20 something customer reviews with all like 5 stars or something. So very high feedback from people that are using this. So I don't have one, but I have 3. So anyways, this really completes a 3-piece lighting kit for me when I'm traveling. And each one of these things should run most LED lights. It should run most LED lights for more than 6 hours each. So when you think about the price for the amount of batteries that you're using for 6 hours worth of footage, it really is a deal, and you don't have to keep swapping batteries constantly. So anyways, let's go talk about these batteries and what I'm using them and how I'm using them. So anyways, here's the Kayo TV medium. This is the medium size ultra slim LED light. And this is a large panel. Look at this. This one takes 2 V-mount batteries if you want to power it on batteries alone. Very big. And then this one takes 1 battery. So if I was to take one of these batteries here, pop it in. So I have this light being powered up by a V-mount, which is great. But you know, these lights are actually very powerful. So I don't even really need to use the medium size. What I really like is actually the small size. Now, all of these lights come in full daylight or daylight and bicolor. So they're, color temperature adjustable. But the problem with the small ones, okay, so the good thing is that the small ones are very slim. Look at this. But they're very powerful, very bright. So really a 3-piece kit of this can go a long way. Very easy to travel with. The problem is, as with most small LED light panels, they don't have V-mount battery plates. So what you end up using is Sony batteries. Now this one requires a minimum of 12 volts or 14 volts. Because it needs so much power, there's so much output from this LED light, they require 2 batteries to be in here at the same time, right? So 2 of these batteries and the amount of draw that this has, if you're not using OEM Sony batteries, you'll be lucky if maybe you're going to get an hour out of 2 batteries, right? So if you're talking about getting an hour out of 2 batteries, 3 hours is going to be 6 batteries, and 6 hours is going to end up being 12 batteries. So that's a lot of batteries to carry just to power 1 light for 6 hours. When you can just use a V-mount, all right? So you got a really big battery here. For the price, you just have to charge 1 battery, and then you're good all day for this 1 light. So what I'm doing is I'm powering this out of the V-mount, and what you can find is these D-tap to, you know, little barrel plug connectors right here. You'll find this just about anywhere. They're not too expensive, right? So you have this P-tap connector that plugs in the side of your V-mount, and then you have this little connector. The only problem is most of these that you're gonna find are gonna be very short. So they're gonna be just a couple of feet long, and these batteries are fairly heavy. Now I've been using these batteries with this type of plug to power all types of things like my monitors. I have other small LED lights. You can power, you know, some camera systems. You can use this plug for a lot of things, and this battery goes a long way. So what I've done is I've taken these little cords here, I cut them down the middle, and I've extended mine. So I have a couple of sets here. You see how long this is. I want to say this is about 10 feet. So what I'm able to do now is with my 10 feet extension cords, and here's another one over here. I can plug this into these batteries, and then on the opposite end I can use this to plug into my light. There you go. So now because my cord is so long, I can have this up on a stand and I can still drop this to the floor, so I don't need to support this or hang this. And actually it's a good weight that I can hang it at the bottom of my stand and kind of replace a sandbag in a way, right? So that's what I'm doing with these batteries, extending these little P-tap connectors here. And I have a set of wires for all my batteries. So when I'm running around with a light kit, I'm really just running around with 3 batteries, these wires, and 3 of these LED panels. Now this one is the color temperature adjustable one, so I can match ambient lighting if I really had to. Anyways, that's kind of just kind of a brief look. I just really wanted to share my experience with these batteries. I've had them for a little while. I think I posted on Instagram weeks ago, but now I have 3 of them. They've been working great so far. They all come with their own chargers for the price, so that's another bargain. And as far as double capacity goes, they have proven it. I've tested these against the other 98 watt hour batteries, and it really does run at least twice the time, if not a little bit longer. So very, very good value from these V-mount batteries here. The only problem though that you're gonna run into is because this is a double capacity battery, this is not something that you're gonna fly on the airlines with, because it is a big battery and it exceeds the maximum watt hour in one cell. So it's a great battery because it's double capacity, but be warned that you're not going to be able to fly with these things. Now, I don't fly very often, so these 3 work out for me for most of the stuff I do. And if I have to bring V-mount to fly, I do have other sets that are smaller, but these have been like the go-to so far because they're just huge. They just last forever basically, and I've been powering all kinds of stuff with this. Anyways, that's Kayo Maxtar. I'm gonna have a link below my video on these batteries. You guys check out the other feedback from other customers, and yeah, so there'll be a link below this video, or check it out on the blog, cheesycam.com.